when they started like the media department with Tony Budding, and it was like one person comes in. Wait, I lost my train of thought. What was the question again? Sorry.
So no problem. The question was like, how did you see from the inside of CrossFit the evolution over the basically the CrossFit methodology and just like the environment as well of CrossFit over time?
Oh, yeah. So it's like basically there was just a bunch of people that were trying to help Greg fulfill the vision.
Yeah,
So Greg
makes
was a
sense.
genius. And one by one, 1,000 of us started to show up to help him. As that happened, I think maybe a little bit over the years, because there was so many people with different ideas and different stuff, that maybe we lost some of the purity of Greg's mission. And he always kept trying to pull us back into that mission. And I think just the entropy of as the company grew, that different people started to have different ideas of what it was. And
Mm.
so I think the heart and soul of where CrossFit started was always at risk of being either commercialized or genericized or dumbed down. And I know Greg always was fighting against that. He always was committed to making CrossFit trainers the best trainers in the world by education, right? He thought the main thing was if we educate the trainers and create the best trainers in the world, that would be the goal. And I think over time, maybe it started to become a business of product or a business of something else by necessity. And again, and this is kind of, now I remember where I was going, being part of the seminar team, and it's like we were somewhat hyper focused and isolated from any of that other stuff. All we did was focus in on what is the content that we're training, what is the seminar content, how do we deliver it, how do we be better coaches. And so in many ways I was insulated from any of that business growth that didn't make, like, I just don't know what happened there, right? I was just hyper focused in the seminar staff team on just how do we make better coaches, how do we make the seminar better. And then looking back now, 20 years later, I think it, in some places and sometimes, right, it's like a game of telephone tag. In America, there's a game where it's like you whisper in one person's ear and you say, turn to the left. And by the time it goes through 8 different ears, it comes back to you and it's like hyper excited to go right. And you're like, I didn't say that. And so somehow
Mm.
that translated. And so I think looking back 20 years later, I think some places have had that experience where the telephone tag has gotten to a spot where it's like, that's not what we had ever intended it to be.
Makes
But
sense.
at the same time, I think I've traveled the world, and mostly the States, but the world. There are amazing gyms that have held on to that kernel the whole time, right? And there's been that kind of telephone tag game.
Yeah, because like to make like a clarity about the date, because like we were talking back and forth, like you started in 2005 at CrossFit Santa Cruz, right? At Nichols Count 10 and
Yeah, that's
test.
right.
You were until last year actually a CrossFit seminar staff since 2007.